house and the outbuildings. He also asked a few questions of the servants in the second hand. That is to say, Dr. Rayleigh translated the questions and answers from English into Arabic and vice versa. मैं सर्वेंट से उन्होंने कुछ सवाल पूछे. These questions dealt mainly with the appearance of the stranger, Mrs. Lender, and I had seen looking through the window, and to whom Father Levigny had been talking the following day. Do you really think that fellow had anything to do with it? Asked Dr. Rayleigh when we were bunking along in his car on our way to Hassana. I like all the information that there is, was Pivot's reply. मैं सारी information ले लेता हूँ. अब इस stranger जो था जिन्होंने देखा था उसको इस murder से कुछ है ये तो नहीं पता. And really that described the methods very well. I found later there wasn't anything, no small scrap of insignificant gossip in which he wasn't interested. Men aren't usually so gossipy. मैं हर चीज़ों पे interested हूँ. I must confess I was glad of my cup of tea when we got to Dr. Rayleigh's house. Mr. Poirot, I noticed, put 5 lumps of sugar in his. 5 मैं बहुत मीठी चाय पीता था. Stirring it carefully in a teaspoon, he said, and now we can talk, can we not? Make up a mind who's likely to have committed the crime. किसने crime किया है? Levigny, Mercado, Amott or Reiter? Asked Dr. Rayleigh. No, that was theory number 3. I wish to now concentrate on theory number 2, leaving aside all questions of a mysterious husband or brother-in-law turning up from the past. मतलब ये कि theory number 2 जो है उसमें था यहाँ. Let us discuss now quite simply which member of the expedition had the means and opportunity to kill Mrs. Leidner and who is likely to have done so. I thought you didn't think much of that theory. Not at all, but I have some natural delicacy, said Poirot reproachfully. Can I discuss in the presence of Dr. Leidner the motives likely to lead to the murder of his wife by a member of his expedition? That would not have been delicate at all. I had to sustain the fiction that his wife was adorable and that everyone had adored her. But naturally, it was not at all like that. Now can we be brutal and impersonal and say what we think? We have no longer to consider people's feelings, and that is where Nurse Lethan is going to help us. She is, I am sure, a very good observer. Oh, I don't know about that, I said. Dr. Hadley really handed me a piece of plate of hot scones. To fortify yourself, he said. They were very good scones. Amma, तुम क्या कर रही हो? सो गई? नहीं. Come now, said Mercure Poirot in a friendly, chatty way. You shall tell me, Monsieur, exactly what each member of the expedition felt towards Dr. Leidner. I was only there a week, Mr. Poirot, I said. Quite long enough for one of your intelligence. A nurse sums up quickly. She makes her judgments and abides by them. Come, let us make a beginning. Father Levigny, for instance. Well, then I really couldn't say. He and Mrs. Leidner seemed to like talking together. But they usually spoke French, and I'm not very good at French myself, though I learnt it as a girl in school. I have an idea they talked mainly about books. They were, as you might say, companionable together, yes? Well, yes, you might put it that way, but all the same, I think Father Levigny was puzzled by her, and was almost annoyed by being puzzled, if you know what I mean. And I told him of the conversation I had with him out on the deck the first day when he called Mrs. Leidner a dangerous woman. Now that is very interesting, Mercure Poirot said. And what do you think she thought of him? That's rather difficult to say too. It wasn't easy to know what Mrs. Leidner thought of people. Sometimes I fancy he puzzled her. I remember her saying to Dr. Leidner that he was unlike any priest she had ever known. A length of hemp to be ordered for Father Levigny, said Doctor really facetiously. My dear friend, said Poirot, have you not perhaps some patients to attend? I would not for the world detain you from your professional duties. I've got a whole hospital of them, said Dr. Larry. And I got up and said a wink and was as good as a nod to blind and went out laughing. That is better, said Parov. Now we have now an interesting conversation tete a tete. But you must not forget to eat your tea. He passed me a plate of sandwiches and suggested my having a second cup of tea. He had very pleasant and attentive manners. And now he said, let us continue with impressions. Who was there in your opinion did not like Mrs. Lightner? Well, I said, चलो सो गई अम्मा कल पढ़ेंगे